Did you know it's a myth that alcohol converts to sugar once it gets inside our system? While that's not true, it is true that alcohol has huge impacts on our blood sugar. I'm Dani Hamilton. I'm a holistic nutritionist and blood sugar specialist. Alcohol impacts our blood sugar, our insulin, our metabolism, our hunger, and our weight. There's so many things that it impacts, so let's dive in. Alcohol causes really big blood sugar spikes and crashes when you have carbohydrates with the alcohol. One of the things that alcohol does is that it stops our liver from helping to stabilize our blood sugar by giving us a little bit more sugar. And so what happens is that our blood sugar will keep going down and the liver can't help out. So we end up with these crashes or these lows. This often happens overnight because alcohol also stops us from burning fat. Our body's priority is to take care of the alcohol, so it puts fat burning on the back burner. Our body heavily relies on fat burning to fuel us overnight. So if we don't have the fat burning, we don't have the support from the liver, what usually happens overnight after a night of drinking is that our blood sugar will crash and our body will get pumped with stress hormones and our heart will start pounding and we'll be awake for hours. This has certainly happened to me plenty of times. Alcohol can lead to insulin resistance over time. It can drive fatty liver. It can also really increase our appetite. Here are some tips to keep your blood sugar more stable. First, you want to watch what you're mixing your drink with and choose lower carb options. So avoid things like beer or mixers that have lots of sugar in them like simple syrup. If you are a person who is low carb or keto, you will already have lower glycogen stores in your liver, which makes you more likely to have hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar. So I recommend to make sure you're fueling yourself well before you have a drink. This can also slow the release of the alcohol into your system. I personally stopped drinking in 2020 after the pandemic started because I really wanted to support my immune system. Alcohol can disarm your immune system, it impacts your gut, amongst many other things. One of the things that felt really uncomfortable to me was not ordering a drink when I went out. So instead, I switched to ordering a bottle of sparkling water. And I like to get lemons with mine, and so I just have a sparkly drink and I ask to put it in a wine glass. Another thing that sometimes I have instead of ethanol alcohol, which is the main type of alcohol found in normal drinks like wine and beer, these hard ketones don't contain ethanol. Instead, they contain what's called R13-butanediol, which converts to ketones in the liver. Ketones are great for longevity, they're naturally anti-inflammatory, they're great for the brain, and they also suppress your appetite. And they provide an alternative fuel source. So as you can see, this can be really different than drinking regular alcohol, which converts to a toxic byproduct in the liver called acetaldehyde. Regular alcohol makes us really hungry and it causes those blood sugar crashes. So if we have these ketones instead, we will feel full, we will be energized, and we will avoid those overnight wake-ups because we'll be getting this backup fuel source. I left the discount code below if you want to try it yourself. If you want to learn more about how alcohol impacts your blood sugar, your health, and also to get some tips and strategies on how to maybe start breaking up with alcohol, even if you don't feel like you have a problem with it, but maybe you realize alcohol is getting in the way of you living your best life or your healthiest life. I have done a couple of podcast episodes on this on my podcast, Unlock the Sugar Shackles, and I'll also link those episodes below.